So guys, I'm gonna do this in Bambi Scary Candy's POV, which means point of view, by the way. So here we go. So basically, you were just having a sleepover with your best friend. And basically, her best friend is Ciara. One of her best friends are. I kind of think it is. So basically, you're basically in the living room. You're sitting on the couch with your best friend Ciara. You're talking. You're just talking and chilling out. And just chilling out. Then all of a sudden, your best friend looks weird. She looks very strange all of a sudden. Because there was depressed marks all over her face. And she looked like she was about to cry. And then you asked if she was okay. Then she just didn't say a word. Then she said, I have to use the bathroom. Then she immediately grabs something that looks like a pill bottle, then goes into the bathroom. You was very shocked, but you thought it was just regular medicine. Then you just waiting for her on your phone. Then you immediately notice that it's been 3 hours and your best friend hasn't came out of the bathroom. So basically, you thought that she was maybe like taking a shower or something, but you didn't heard any water. You didn't heard anything. And then all of a sudden, you hear a big thud. Then you were very confused. You were kind of worried for your best friend. Then you immediately run to the bathroom door and try to open it, seeing what your best friend was doing in there. But then you noticed that the door was locked. So you used your powers to unlock it. Then you immediately opened the door. And you saw something very, very horrifying. You saw your best friend laying face first on the floor with the bottle right on the floor as well, with vomit all over the floor. You were very shocked. Then you immediately called Summer and Ciara's other friends to see what was going on. Summer and the rest of Ciara's friends immediately came to the house. Then Bammy all of a sudden seen Ciara, and he was very confused. He was confused and horrified at the same time. He looked traumatized. Then asked you, what the hell just happened to her? Then you said, I really don't know. Then someone immediately sees Ciara. He starts crying a little bit. Then you immediately go up to Ciara and started healing her and start reviving her. She was only a little bit healed. And she was only half revived. She wasn't all the way. Then you noticed that it was very weird. And then you had no choice but to take her to the hospital. You really didn't have much of a choice. Then after another 5 hours, she finally opens her eyes. Then her eyes turned back to her normal color, which was pink. So then you immediately hugged her, noticing that she was okay. But little did you know, you thought that she was okay. So then you immediately start crying happily because you thought that she was okay. But then all of a sudden, About 5 minutes later, she immediately collapsed on the bed again. Her heart was still beating and her pulse was just fine. You didn't worry much about it, but you were very worried. You thought that she just needed some rest. But then, about another 3 hours later, you see her waking up again, but her wings were looking very weird. Her wings were looking like sacks of rotten potatoes. They looked very weak, as her skin was turning pale. She was really weak. You tried healing her again, but for some reason, it barely worked. Summer tried to heal her. Everybody tried to heal her. It didn't muchly work. Most of Ciara's friends started crying, thinking that Ciara wasn't going to make it. But then Summer calls for the doctor. The doctor comes in and looks a little bit traumatized. He felt Ciara's heartbeat and it was perfectly fine, but her pulse was literally close to going out. Then you tried to heal her yet again. It didn't muchly work. It helped her pulse only a little bit. You was very confused. Then you noticed. You remembered about the pill bottle. Then you just stood there in silence, starting to tear up. Basically, and then Ciara passes out again as her heartbeat was slowing down. You tried healing her again and again and again. It didn't work. It barely did. Your friend's skin was pale. It was completely pale. You didn't know what to do. You didn't know what else to do but just cry and just hope that she's okay. Basically, the rest of the story is in the comments. You can go ahead and go in there. And I'm sorry for doing this sad activity. I just kept thinking of it. So, yeah, I'm gonna mention y'all in it.